Have you ever looked at a food and thought, this has to be healthy, only to find out later it may be working against you? If you're over 60, that question matters more than ever, because as we get older, our bodies don't always handle food the same way they did years ago. A breakfast you've eaten for decades, an afternoon snack you barely think about, or even something your doctor once encouraged you to eat, could quietly cause your blood sugar to climb higher than you realize. The tricky part is that you may not notice it happening. Maybe you've been feeling more tired after meals. Maybe you're hungry again just an hour after eating. Or perhaps your annual blood work came back with numbers that were a little higher than expected, even though you don't eat much candy or dessert. You're not alone. Many older adults believe that avoiding sugar is enough to keep blood sugar under control. But the surprising truth is that some of the biggest contributors aren't desserts at all. They're everyday foods sitting in kitchen cabinets, refrigerators, and grocery carts across America. That doesn't mean these foods are bad, and it certainly doesn't mean you need to fear every bite you eat. Healthy eating isn't about guilt. It's about understanding how your body changes with age and making small choices that can have a big impact over time. What's especially important is that blood sugar affects far more than diabetes. When it stays elevated too often, it can influence your energy, your heart, your eyesight, your circulation, your memory, and even how well you sleep. For many people, those changes happen so gradually that they seem like a normal part of getting older. But sometimes, they're not. The encouraging news is that a few simple adjustments can make a real difference. In many cases, you don't have to give up your favorite meals. You just need to know which foods deserve a second look and how to enjoy them more wisely. Some of the items we're about to talk about have a healthy reputation that surprises almost everyone. Others are hiding in plain sight, showing up in breakfasts, lunches, and snacks that millions of seniors eat every single day. You may even have one of them in your kitchen right now. By the end of this conversation, you'll know which everyday foods deserve a closer look, why they can affect blood sugar more than expected, and what simple swaps or habits can help you enjoy steady energy throughout the day. Let's get started. One of the biggest myths about blood sugar is that only people with diabetes need to think about it. In reality, blood sugar affects nearly everyone, especially after the age of 60. Think about your own routine for a moment. You wake up, pour a cup of coffee, make breakfast, maybe run a few errands, take a walk around the neighborhood, or spend time with the grandkids. You expect to have steady energy throughout the day, but if you've noticed yourself feeling sluggish by late morning, sleepy after lunch, or reaching for another snack even though you just ate, your blood sugar may be playing a bigger role than you realize. Our bodies naturally change as we age. Muscle mass slowly declines if we don't stay active, and muscle is one of the biggest users of blood sugar. At the same time, many people become a little less sensitive to insulin, the hormone that helps move sugar from your bloodstream into your cells, where it can be used for energy. That means foods that never seemed to cause problems years ago may now affect your body very differently. Here's what catches many people off guard. It's not always about eating too much. Sometimes it's about eating foods that digest so quickly they flood your bloodstream with glucose before your body has time to keep up. You may not even taste much sweetness, yet your blood sugar can still rise surprisingly fast. That brings us to the first everyday food. Number 1. Flavored yogurt. Walk down the dairy aisle of almost any grocery store and you'll see shelves packed with yogurt labeled low-fat, light, or made with real fruit. Those labels sound reassuring, and yogurt itself can absolutely be part of a healthy diet. The problem often isn't the yogurt, it's everything added to it. Many flavored yogurts contain several teaspoons of added sugar. Some have as much sugar as a small dessert, even though they're marketed as a healthy breakfast or snack. And because they're smooth and easy to eat, it's surprisingly easy to finish one in just a few minutes without feeling very full. Imagine Mary, a retired teacher in Ohio. Every morning she enjoyed a fruit-flavored yogurt with a glass of orange juice because she believed she was making a heart-healthy choice. Yet she found herself hungry again before lunchtime and couldn't understand why. After switching to plain Greek yogurt with fresh blueberries, a sprinkle of walnuts, and a little cinnamon, she noticed she stayed satisfied much longer. She didn't make a dramatic change, just a smarter one. That simple adjustment illustrates an important lesson. Protein and healthy fats slow digestion. They help your body absorb carbohydrates more gradually, which can lead to steadier energy instead of the sharp rise and sudden drop that leaves you feeling tired and hungry. Another food surprises almost everyone because it's often recommended as part of a healthy breakfast. Number 2. Instant oatmeal packets. Now, before anyone puts away their oatmeal, let's be clear. Oats themselves are a wonderful whole grain. They're rich in fiber and can support heart health. The issue is with many instant flavored packets. They often contain added sugars and are processed into smaller pieces that cook quickly. While convenient, that processing also means their digestion digested faster than traditional rolled oats or steel-cut oats. Picture a bowl of sweet maple or brown sugar instant oatmeal. It may seem like the perfect breakfast on a cool morning, but if it's not paired with protein, such as eggs or plain Greek yogurt, or healthy fats like chopped nuts or seeds, your blood sugar may climb much faster than you expect. A better approach doesn't require giving up oatmeal altogether. Choosing plain rolled oats and adding your own toppings, fresh berries, chopped pecans, flaxseed, or a dash of cinnamon, lets you control the sweetness while creating a meal that keeps you feeling satisfied much longer. Many people are amazed that these small changes don't just help blood sugar. They often notice steadier energy, fewer cravings in the afternoon, and less temptation to snack between meals. And that's really the goal. Not perfection, just making everyday foods work with your body instead of against it. Because the next food on the list is hiding in kitchens across the country, and despite its healthy reputation, it can raise blood sugar in a way that surprises even the most health-conscious older adults. Number 3. Fruit juice. This one surprises a lot of people. After all, orange juice has been a breakfast staple in American homes for generations. Apple juice, grape juice, cranberry juice, they all come from fruit, so they must be healthy, right? The answer is a little more complicated. Whole fruit and fruit juice are not the same thing. When you eat an orange, you're getting fiber along with the natural sugar. That fiber slows digestion, helping sugar enter your bloodstream at a steadier pace. It also helps you feel full. But when that orange is turned into juice, most of the fiber is removed. What's left is a drink that's easy to consume in just a few minutes, delivering a large amount of natural sugar without the fiber that helps your body manage it. Think about it this way. You might never sit down and eat 4 oranges in one sitting. You'd probably feel full long before you finished. But drinking the juice from 4 oranges, that can take less than a minute. Many people don't realize how quickly those calories and sugars add up. Now, this doesn't mean fruit juice is poison or that you can never enjoy it. If you love a small glass of juice once in a while, that's perfectly reasonable for many people. But if you're drinking it every morning, especially by itself, it may be worth reconsidering. A whole piece of fruit, like an apple, a handful of berries, or a fresh orange, is often a better choice because the natural fiber helps support steadier blood sugar. It's one of those small changes that can quietly pay off over time. Number 4. White bread and refined grains. Take a look at a typical American lunch. Maybe it's a turkey sandwich on white bread, a bowl of crackers with soup, or toast with butter in the morning. None of those foods seem especially sugary, yet white bread is made from highly refined flour. During processing, much of the fiber and nutrients are removed, leaving carbohydrates that your body can break down very quickly. That rapid digestion can cause a noticeable rise in blood sugar, followed by a drop that leaves you feeling tired or hungry again. Have you ever eaten a sandwich at noon and found yourself rummaging through the pantry by 2 o'clock? That isn't always about willpower. Sometimes it's simply the way the meal was built. The good news is that you don't have to give up sandwiches forever. Choosing whole grain bread with plenty of fiber, adding lean protein like turkey or grilled chicken, and including healthy fats from avocado or a few slices of cheese can help slow digestion and keep you satisfied longer. Even adding lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, or spinach increases volume and nutrition without dramatically increasing calories. Little adjustments often make a bigger difference than drastic diets. In fact, many diet plans fail because they ask people to completely change the way they eat overnight. Sustainable habits usually win. That's especially true after 60. Number 5. Sweetened breakfast cereals. Here's another food that often earns a healthy reputation because it's marketed with words like whole grain, high fiber, or heart healthy. But marketing doesn't always tell the whole story. Many breakfast cereals, even some that appear healthy, contain surprising amounts of added sugar. Some also use refined grains that digest quickly, creating the same roller coaster effect you've probably experienced before. You finish breakfast feeling satisfied. An hour or two later, your stomach starts growling. By mid-morning, you're reaching for another snack. If that sounds familiar, your breakfast may deserve another look. Instead of focusing only on calories, try paying attention to 3 things. How much protein does it contain? How much fiber does it provide? And how much added sugar is hiding inside? A breakfast built around protein and fiber tends to keep you full much longer than one built mostly around refined carbohydrates. For many older adults, something as simple as scrambled eggs with whole grain toast, plain oatmeal with nuts, or plain Greek yogurt topped with berries can provide more lasting energy than a bowl of sweet cereal. And here's something encouraging. You don't have to make every meal perfect. Blood sugar isn't determined by one food alone. It's influenced by your overall eating pattern, your activity level, your sleep, your stress, and even how consistently you eat throughout throughout the day. That's actually good news. It means every healthy choice matters. Even if yesterday wasn't ideal, your next meal is another opportunity to support your body. And the final two foods often surprise people the most because many are labeled as low-fat, fat-free, or even healthy. Yet the way they're processed can make them much more challenging for blood sugar than most shoppers realize. Number 6. Fat-free snack foods and healthy low-fat treats. This is where food labels can become incredibly confusing. For years, many Americans were told that fat was the enemy. So food companies responded by creating fat-free cookies, low-fat crackers, reduced-fat muffins, and all kinds of snacks marketed as healthier choices. But here's the surprising part. When fat is removed, something often gets added back in to improve the flavor and texture. And that something is frequently sugar, refined starches, or highly processed ingredients. The result? A snack that looks healthy on the front of the package, but behaves very differently once it's inside your body. Have you ever eaten a handful of low-fat crackers and felt hungry again almost immediately? Or opened a package for a few bites and somehow finished the entire thing without really feeling satisfied? You're not imagining it. Healthy fats help create fullness. They slow digestion and can make meals more satisfying. Without enough protein or healthy fat, many processed snacks simply don't keep you full for very long. This is where many people accidentally get trapped in an endless cycle of snacking. A few crackers become another handful. Then an hour later, maybe a granola bar. Then something sweet after dinner because you're still feeling hungry. It isn't always a lack of discipline. Sometimes your body is simply asking for real nourishment. A handful of almonds, walnuts, pistachios, or even apple slices with peanut butter often provides far more staying power than many processed diet snacks. And that brings us to one of the most overlooked habits of all. Because the final food isn't always a food. Sometimes it's a combination. Number 7. Giant portions of healthy carbohydrates. This one catches almost everyone off guard. Brown rice, whole wheat pasta, sweet potatoes, whole grain bread, beans, fruit. These foods can absolutely fit into a healthy lifestyle. Many are rich in fiber, vitamins, and important nutrients. But even nutritious carbohydrates can raise blood sugar when the portions become much larger than your body needs. This is where many people unknowingly make a mistake. They replace less healthy foods with healthier versions, which is wonderful, but then assume the amount no longer matters. Imagine filling half your dinner plate with brown rice because it's healthier than white rice, or eating a very large baked sweet potato because it's packed with nutrients, or having multiple servings of fruit throughout the evening because it's natural. Healthy foods are still foods, and carbohydrates are still carbohydrates. Your body responds to the total amount you eat, not just whether the food has a healthy reputation. That doesn't mean you need to start measuring every bite or carrying around a calculator. In fact, most people do better with simple visual habits. Try building your plate with plenty of non-starchy vegetables first. Add a source of protein like fish, chicken, eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, or tofu. Then include a moderate portion of carbohydrates instead of making them the center of the meal. Many people notice that this approach leaves them feeling comfortably full rather than overly stuffed. And there's another benefit that often surprises people. A balanced meal can help support steadier energy, which may make it easier to stay active. And movement matters more than many people realize. You don't have to run marathons. You don't have to spend hours in the gym. Even a short walk after a meal can help your muscles use some of the glucose from your bloodstream. For many older adults, a gentle walk around the neighborhood, walking the dog, gardening, or simply moving around the house after dinner can be a powerful habit. It's not about perfection. It's about giving your body a little help. Because blood sugar management isn't won or lost with one breakfast, one snack, or one family dinner. It's the pattern that matters. The small choices repeated day after day. And once you understand that, something remarkable happens. You stop feeling powerless around food. You start feeling informed. And that's a very different place to be. One of the most encouraging things about managing blood sugar is that you don't have to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. In fact, the biggest improvements often come from the smallest, most consistent habits. Let's start with something many people overlook: how you combine your foods. Imagine two different breakfasts. The first is a bowl of sweet cereal with a glass of juice. The second is plain oatmeal topped with blueberries and walnuts, along with a scrambled egg on the side. Both contain carbohydrates. But your body is likely to respond very differently. That's because protein, healthy fats, and fiber work together to slow digestion. Instead of a quick spike in blood sugar followed by a crash, they help provide a steadier release of energy. You don't need to eliminate carbohydrates. Your body needs them for fuel. The goal is balance. A simple way to remember this is to think of your plate as a team. Every meal should include a source of protein, colorful vegetables or fruit, healthy fat, and a sensible portion of carbohydrates. When those foods work together, your body often works better too. Another habit that can make a surprising difference is slowing down while you eat. Many of us develop the habit of eating quickly during busy working years. We grabbed lunch between meetings, finished dinner before driving the kids somewhere, or ate while watching television. Those habits often stay with us after retirement. But your brain needs time to recognize that you're full. Eating too quickly makes it easy to consume more food than your body actually needs. The next time you sit down for a meal, try putting your fork down between a few bites. Take a sip of water. Notice the flavors and textures. It may sound simple, but many people find they naturally eat less and feel more satisfied. Speaking of water, hydration deserves more attention than it usually gets. As we age, our sense of thirst often becomes less reliable. You may not feel thirsty until you're already mildly dehydrated. When that happens, you might mistake thirst for hunger. Have you ever reached for a snack only to realize later that a glass of water was all you really needed? Keeping a water bottle nearby, especially during warmer months or after a walk, is a small habit that supports your overall health. Now let's talk about something that doesn't happen in the kitchen. Movement after meals. This doesn't mean joining a fitness club or buying expensive equipment. In fact, one of the most effective activities is also one of the simplest: walking. Even a relaxed 10 to 20 minute walk after dinner can help your muscles use some of the glucose circulating in your bloodstream. Many older adults say it's become one of their favorite daily routines, not just for physical health, but for clearing their minds, enjoying fresh air, or spending time with a spouse, neighbor, or even the family dog. If walking isn't comfortable because of arthritis or balance concerns, don't be discouraged. Gentle chair exercises, light stretching, gardening, or even standing up and moving around the house can still help break up long periods of sitting. Remember, every bit of movement counts. Here's another mistake that's easy to make. Some people skip meals because they think eating less will automatically improve blood sugar. But going too many hours without eating can leave you overly hungry. Then, when the next meal comes around, it's much harder to stop before you've eaten too much. A more balanced approach is to eat regular, satisfying meals that include plenty of protein and fiber. Consistency often works better than restriction. And don't underestimate the importance of sleep. Have you ever noticed that after a poor night's sleep, you crave more sweets or snack foods the next day? There's a reason. Not getting enough quality sleep can affect hormones that regulate hunger and appetite. It can also make it harder for your body to use insulin effectively. For many older adults, improving sleep habits, such as keeping a regular bedtime, limiting caffeine late in the day, and turning off the television or phone before bed, can support overall health in ways they never expected. Finally, there's one habit that ties everything together. Pay attention to how your own body responds. No two people are exactly alike. One person may feel perfectly satisfied after eating a baked sweet potato with grilled chicken, while another notices they feel better with a smaller portion and extra vegetables. That's why it's helpful to notice patterns. Do certain meals leave you energized? Do others make you sleepy? Are you hungry an hour later or comfortably satisfied until your next meal? These observations can be just as valuable as reading a nutrition label. If you have diabetes or prediabetes, checking your blood sugar as recommended by your healthcare provider can also help you understand how different meals affect you personally. The goal isn't perfection. It's learning what helps your body feel its best and building those habits one meal, one walk, and one day at a time. The biggest lesson from today's conversation isn't that you should fear food, it's that you should understand it. Many of the foods we talked about aren't good or bad. They're simply foods that deserve a little more attention as our bodies change with age. If you're over 60, your body is incredibly resilient, but it also becomes more responsive to the choices you make every day. A balanced breakfast instead of a sugary one, a short walk after dinner instead of another hour on the couch, choosing whole fruit more often than fruit juice, reading a food label before putting it in your shopping cart. These may seem like small decisions, but over weeks, months, and years, they can add up to something meaningful. Think about where you'll be the next time you go grocery shopping. Instead of rushing through the aisles, pause for a moment. Pick up a package you've bought for years and turn it over. Look at the nutrition label. Check the added sugars. Notice the fiber. Compare it with another option sitting right beside it. You don't have to become a nutrition expert. Just becoming a more informed shopper can make a remarkable difference. The same goes for meals at home. You don't need fancy ingredients or expensive health foods. Some of the best choices are already familiar. Fresh vegetables, beans, eggs, oatmeal, berries, nuts, plain yogurt, fish, chicken, and whole grains in sensible portions. Simple foods, prepared simply. That's the kind of eating pattern that has stood the test of time. It's also worth remembering that healthy aging isn't about chasing perfection. Life includes birthdays, holidays, church potlucks, family barbecues, vacations, and dinners with friends. Those moments are part of living well too. The goal isn't to avoid every slice of pie or every favorite family recipe. The goal is to make those occasions the exception rather than the everyday routine. When your daily habits are built on nourishing foods, enjoying an occasional treat doesn't have to come with guilt. Another important point is to know your own health numbers. If you haven't had your blood sugar checked recently, especially if you're over 60 or have a family history of diabetes, consider talking with your healthcare provider during your next routine visit. A simple conversation and regular checkups can help identify changes early when they're often easier to manage. If you're already living with diabetes or pre-diabetes, never stop or change prescribed medications without first speaking with your doctor or another qualified healthcare professional. Natural foods and healthy lifestyle habits can be valuable parts of your overall wellness plan, but they work best alongside personalized medical care, not as a replacement for it. And don't underestimate the power of consistency. One healthy meal won't transform your health overnight. Neither will one unhealthy meal ruin it. What shapes your future is what you do most of the time. Every nourishing breakfast, every balanced lunch, every evening walk, every glass of water instead of a sugary drink, every night of restful sleep. These ordinary moments become extraordinary when repeated over and over again. There's a saying that wisdom doesn't always come from doing more. It often comes from doing the right things consistently. That's especially true when it comes to healthy aging. Your body has carried you through decades of life. It has celebrated milestones, overcome challenges, recovered from illnesses, and adapted to countless changes. It deserves care, patience, and respect. And no matter your age, today is a wonderful day to start giving it exactly that. If you found this video helpful, we'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 foods surprised you the most? Or what healthy swap has worked well in your own life? Share your experience in the comments. Your story may encourage someone else on their health journey. If you enjoy practical, evidence-informed tips on healthy aging, natural nutrition, and everyday wellness, be sure to subscribe to NatureWise Health and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Until next time, take good care of yourself, stay curious, and remember that healthy aging isn't about making perfect choices, it's about making better choices, one day at a time.